right, let's get ready for a showdown. Today, we're pitting three precious metals against each other in the ultimate battle for a spot in your portfolio. In one corner, we have gold, the undisputed heavyweight champion of safety. In another, silver, the fast-moving industrial engine. And our third contender, platinum, the cutting-edge tech transformer. So, which one is right for you? Let's find out.
But first, before we dive into the main event, I want to start with a surprising question for you. Did you know that the future of solar power, those sleek panels you see everywhere, might just hinge completely on one of these three metals? Yeah, that whole green energy revolution is creating an absolutely massive, potentially explosive demand for one of them in particular. And the answer really comes down to one incredible number.
Yep, 40%. By 2030, just the solar panel industry alone could eat up a whopping 40% of the entire world's annual silver supply. Let that sink in for a second. That's a tidal wave of demand on a collision course with a really tight supply. So keep that number in your head as we officially meet our contenders. Okay, so let's properly introduce them. To really understand these metals as an investment, you've got to get to know their personalities. Each one plays a totally different role in the economy and, more importantly, in your portfolio.
First up is gold. Think of gold as the wise, steady veteran of the group, the undisputed champion of keeping your wealth safe. It's the ultimate safe haven asset, right? The bedrock that everyone, from central banks to savvy investors, runs to when things get a little shaky. Its main job isn't about crazy growth. It's about being the anchor for your entire portfolio.
Next up, we've got silver. Now, silver has a bit of a split personality. On one hand, yeah, it's a monetary metal, kind of like gold. But on the other hand, it's a high-octane industrial engine. This stuff is absolutely essential in everything, from your phone to those solar panels we just talked about. Its fate is tied directly to how the global economy is doing and where technology is going. And our final contender is platinum. This one is the innovator, the forward-looking member of the trio. Its story is all about transformation. Sure, it's got deep roots in the car industry, but its future is all about cutting-edge tech, like the green hydrogen economy. An investment in platinum is really a bet on the future of energy and transportation. So now that we know our contenders, let's get this thing started. Round one is all about one thing, and one thing only: safety. When the markets get choppy and all you want to do is protect what you've got, which metal is the undisputed king? And the winner, by a knockout, is gold. Honestly, it's not even a close fight in this round. The reason is super simple: market depth. The gold market is worth around $13 to $14 trillion. It's just gigantic and way more liquid than silver or platinum. That massive size acts like a giant shock absorber, which makes it way less volatile and the most reliable place to park your money. Silver and platinum, with their smaller markets and heavy industrial ties, they just can't compete when it comes to pure safety.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. Just look at what the world's biggest players are doing. Central banks are on an absolute gold buying spree, smashing records in the first half of 2024. Now, they're not buying it to make a quick buck. No way. They're buying it as a financial anchor in what feels like an increasingly uncertain world. That is the very definition of a safe haven.
Okay, so gold takes the safety crown, no doubt. But what if you're looking for what's hot right now? What if you're looking for performance over the next, say, 1 to 3 years? Well, for round two, we're looking at the momentum leader. And trust me, the story completely flips on its head.
So this is where things get really interesting. While gold's performance has been solid, both platinum and silver are showing even more potential right now. Why? Because they're being driven by these powerful supply and demand problems that are creating incredible price pressure. Platinum is in its third straight year of a major supply shortage, and the industrial demand for silver is just off the charts.
And if you want to know why platinum has so much momentum, this slide says it all. It's getting hit with a perfect 1-2 punch of demand. First, car makers are switching from super expensive palladium over to platinum, which creates a new, permanent source of demand. And second, it's absolutely critical for the booming green hydrogen economy. And look, these aren't just temporary blips on a chart. These are massive, long-term structural shifts that are driving the price.
Okay, so we've covered safety and we've covered short-term momentum, but now it's time for the final round, maybe the most important one. We're looking at the long game. If your investment horizon is 5 years or even longer, which of these metals has the most compelling case for truly explosive growth? And for the long-term growth championship, the crown goes to silver.
Now, don't get me wrong, platinum's story is fantastic, but silver's story, it's just on another level. Its long-term potential is built on that massive, unavoidable collision between skyrocketing demand from green energy and a supply chain that just can't keep up. Gold, our anchor, well, it's designed to preserve wealth, not to create this kind of explosive growth.
So the whole case for silver boils down to this simple, but incredibly powerful imbalance. On one side, you have relentless demand. The green energy transition, it's not optional, and you just can't make solar panels without silver, period. Meanwhile, the supply side is incredibly tight. It's hard to find new mines, and recycling just isn't enough to fill the gap. It is a classic supply squeeze just waiting to happen.
And this right here, this brings us to the most critical number of them all for silver's future. Just look at that forecast. This isn't a tiny gap. This is a chasm. The analysis shows that in less than a decade, we might only have enough silver to satisfy about 2/3 of what the world actually needs. So, what happens when demand is non-negotiable, but supply falls off a cliff? Well, prices have only one direction to go to fix that deficit. So, after 3 intense rounds, what did we learn? Well, we learned there's no single best metal. The real winner depends completely on your mission as an investor. It's all about matching the right tool to the right job. So let's put it all together.
All right, this is the slide you might want to screenshot. This is your final cheat sheet. If your number one priority is safety, gold gets the gold medal hands down. If you're looking for short-term momentum, platinum is the clear winner, driven by those supply deficits. But if you're investing for long-term, explosive growth, silver is the one standing on top of the podium. And crucially, you can see the biggest risk for each one. For gold, it's high interest rates. For silver, it's an economic slowdown that could hurt industrial demand. And for platinum, it's the risk that hydrogen tech just doesn't take off as fast as people think.
So at the end of the day, the real question isn't just which metal is best. It's which metal is best for you, for your goals right now. The huge structural forces we talked about today, things like the global energy transition and brand new technologies, are completely reshaping the investment case for these ancient metals. The key takeaway here is to understand their unique roles so you can decide if you need an anchor, an engine, or transformer to power your portfolio into the future.